Hello, good morning to everybody. Today we will discuss the first module's topics. Previously we discussed a few definitions on data structures and its classification, and uh, if we discussed about the classification up until the graphs. Just to have a review, so I define data structure as organized data plus allowed operation. That was the simplest definition, and later we defined what is data, what is data item, what is entity, what is the difference between information and the data, and what is a field, what is a record, what is a file, etc. We defined all those terminologies, followed by the classification of the data, right from integer to graphs. We defined all the different classification. How do you classify the different data structures, right from language defined integer data type, float data type, character data type, to any other user defined like arrays, lists, etc. We defined the array to be a finite set of homogeneous elements or data elements. All the items will be integers, or all the items will be floating or characters, etc. That we defined in the previous class. And for the day we will discuss the operations on the arrays, like how do you create an array, how do you traverse an array, how do you insert, delete, modify or merge the two different arrays. Also we discussed in the previous class a queue, where the elements are going to be inserted at one end, deleted at one end, when compared to the stack, where in array the stack elements are going to be inserted and deleted at only one end. So also we discussed what is a tree, and also we discussed what is a graph, etc. So we'll in continuation with the previous class discussion, we'll today discuss the operations on the data structures. So before designing any project, we need to concentrate on what is the kind of data structures that need to be designed for that particular project. We need to understand better these three aspects of any design of data structures. One is, how do you logically picturize the different data elements of a particular say problem, real world problem. Say if you consider a student data, then it is going to be like student name, student registration number and semester, etc. How do you logically create a facility wherein you are going to store and retrieve? How do you represent it, and what are the operations that are going to be allowed? Operations in the sense, say if a student is going to be passing from third sem to fifth semester, third sem to fourth, or fourth to fifth, etc. How do you see that it is going to be reflected onto the data structures? Or any kind of real world problem you are going to concentrate on these three. How do you define logical picture? How do you represent those logical picture into the actual data, and what are the different operations that you can perform? And here for the day we will discuss on more on the what you call the arrays and their operations. So what is an array? We defined in the previous class as the array is going to be a finite set of homogeneous elements stored in consecutive locations. All the arrays are going to be associated with what is called element and what is called the index. So element is going to be the value that is going to be stored at a particular index. So each location of an element is going to have a kind of numerical index to identify that particular element. So that you need to keep in mind element and index and the respective this kind of representation. We always concentrate on the C language syntax and semantics. So in C language we define it with an integer data type. Array is going to be one of the name of the array, and 10 is the size of the array. The 10 is going to be specified within the square brace, and the values are going to be defined in a flower brace. So here elements at the respective index, say for example at the 4th index 14 is going to be stored. So that is what do you mean by array representation. So the operations that a data structure called as an array that supports is the traversal, insertion, deletion, search and updation. The traversal operation is just you will be performing either print or store the respective array element into that particular index, or if it is the insertion, add an element to the array. If it is deletion, then delete the element from the array, or the search operation where you are going to search for an specified element whether it is going to be there within the array or not, etc. Followed by if you want to update a particular element, then you need to update. So that is the operations. Those are the few operations, not limited to, but there are number of operations that you can perform onto array. In the next coming classes we will define few more operations that can be performed on an array. So here the traversal operation. The traversal operation is simply where you are going to have a linear array being defined as an integer type. You are going to define it with 5 different values as 1, 3, 5, 7 and 8. And here the item has 10, k equal to 3, n equal to 5. And here you are going, because this is a traversal operation where you are not going to store the item or delete the item. So here you are going to just simply print the given set of elements. So the output of that program will be the respective linear array at a specified index. What is the value? It's going to print it in a linear fashion. So that is what the traversal operation. The traversal operation can be either printing or scanning or applying a particular operation with respect to every index. So that is what the traversal operation is, and followed by the insertion operation. So the insertion operation can be done at the beginning or at the end or at a given specified index of an array. So insertion is just you are going to add one or more number of elements into the given array. So how do you do that is, say here this is going to picturize how you are going to insert. So the element 4 is going to be inserted into the array after the 3rd position. So to insert the value into the after the 3rd position, the 7 is going to be displaced to the next position. 6 is going to be 7 is going to be, 6 is going to be, and 5 is going to be displayed into the next position, and 4th is going to be inserted at a specified position here. So this is going to simply show how you are going to insert an element into the array. So this is the simplest program where it is going to illustrate how the item 10 is going to be inserted into the linear array consisting of 5 elements 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. The 10 is going to be inserted into the linear array at the index of the 3. So 0, 1, 2. So after 5 it is going to insert as the element as the 10. So first you are going to print all the original array elements, and followed by within this for loop what you are going to do is you are going to displace the current element into the next position. So that is what a linear array of j plus 1th position is going to be assigned with jth position. So by that you are going to displace all the elements, and here you remember the k position. In that k position you are going to insert the element as the item, and after that you are going to just simply print all the elements. So to illustrate the program in the compiler, we will consider I am going to use the VS Code, in which I am going to write the program here as a simple C program, where I am going to declare, as earlier I discussed, linear array consisting of 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and I will be printing out all the original array elements and increase the size of the array by n plus 1 by 1 position, because you are going to add one more element. So you are going to add the size of the array to be increasing by 1, and followed by you are going to displace all the elements, and then followed by what you do is you are going to print out after insertion what exactly the elements are going to be. So when you run this program, you are going to get the output like this. So here before insertion 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 are available, and after inserting 10th at the third position or the third index, where the 10th has been stored, when compared to that the third position 7 was there, now at the third position 10 is available. So likewise you are going to get 1, 3, 5 and then followed by the inserted element as 10 followed by 7 and 8. So that is simple illustration of the program where you are going to picturize, or through live program you try to understand how the element is going to be inserting. So we will go back and try to understand the other operation. So this is the output of the program, and then we will try to understand the deletion operation. What this deletion operation is going to be doing is removing an existing element from the array and reorganize all the elements of the array. So I can remove or delete the element at the beginning or at the end or at a particular position. So what here I am trying to do is, until the kth index until I reach the kth index, I will just simply keep on forwarding. Once I reach, I will readjust all the L of j equal to L of j plus 1, and then followed I will set the j equal to j plus 1, and also followed by I will reduce the size of the array by 1. So when I reduce the size of the array by 1, so naturally it is going to get decreased, the size of the array is going to get decreased by 1. So here this is going to illustrate the element at the third position is going to get deleted, the 41 is going to be deleted. Once the 41 is going to get deleted, 65 is going to be moved, 21 is going to be moved, 33 is going to be moved, 6th position is going to remain vacant. So that is a simple illustration of how the deletion operation in an array is going to be working. Followed by, this is a simple program, it illustrates the same linear array with the same values as 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. At the third position I want to delete the element. So the 5 is going to be deleted, and then first initially I will print the original array, and here I will displace the elements, and then print the print the elements after the deletion. We will illustrate it through a simple C program. So here this simple C program which I try to consider it as, so here 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 which are going to be stored in a linear array, followed by you are going to have the k as the index at which the element needs to be deleted. Earlier totally 5 elements are there, and later because n equal to n minus 1, because the one element is going to be deleted, so it is going to get decremented, and you are going to print only the n equal to n minus 1 number of values only. So here this statement is going to perform the next element is going to be stored into previous element. Once you reach j or j less than n, then you are going to what you do is you just simply store the next element into the previous element. By that you are going to delete out the element. So when you run this program, so when you run here this program, you are going to get the output like this. Just a minute. So here initially the original array is going to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, the original array elements, and when you delete the element at the third position or the third index, so the fifth element, the element 5 is going to be deleted, and you are going to get 1, 3, 7 and 8. So this is a simple program to illustrate how you are going to delete an item from the arrays. So we, after understanding the deletion, we move on to the next operation of the array. So the next operation of the array will be search operation. So what do you mean by search operation is, you are going to find out whether the given item is going to be there within the linear array or not. If it is found, then we say the particular element is found at a particular stop. Otherwise, if it is not found, even though if you have reached the last position of the array, then you conclude that the item is not found. So that is a simple program to illustrate here. So to illustrate here, the array is going to consist of totally 10 number of elements, starting from 10, 14, 19 up until 44, and the key elements that needs to be found out is 33. So for it is going to compare, the 33 is going to be compared with 10, followed by 14, followed by 19, followed by 26, 27, etc. up until it reaches the 33. Once it reaches, then it can conclude that it has found out the element at a particular position. So likewise here, this is a program to illustrate that one. I have a linear array 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. I need to find out the element as 5, and I will try to search the 5 within this given array. So initially I will print the original array, and then followed by I will find out with respect to every index whether it is going to match with the given item. Once if it finds out that if it is equivalent to, then it will come out of this loop, and then it is going to print that it is going to be found out at a particular position. So here you will run the program, with respect to the what you call the searching of an array. So here if you consider, so here we are going to have totally the same elements what we considered in that graphical illustration, 10 up until 44. The elements that needs to be searched is 33, and here we are going to print the same number of elements here. So here I think the index you are supposed to consider it as the 10 here, because totally there are 10 elements here. Totally there will be 10 number of elements right from 10 to 44. The element that I need to search is 33. So when I run this program, so here what it is going to do is, so it initially you are going to have L of 0 equal to 10 up until L of 9, totally 10 number of elements, and you are going to compare the item 33 with each of the value that is stored in respective position. And if the element is found, as I told here, it is going to break out from this while loop, and it is going to print as found the element 33 at the specified position as 7. So this is simple program to illustrate. This is a simple program to illustrate the searching of element within the single dimensional array, and we will discuss the other operations also with respect to arrays. So here that is what the output if you consider only the 5 elements. And the last operation that you are going to perform is the update operation. What is update operation is, at a specified position, if you want to update a new element or a new data into this particular index, then you follow up this particular procedure. Start, once you reach this particular index, then you store that particular value. So this is a simple updation operation. So this position is going to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. The element at the third position is going to be updated with a value of 10. Here. So when it gets updated, before the original array elements are going to be printed, and also after updation you are going to print the updated array also. So here, to understand it through a simple program, we will move on to the VS Code editor, where you have array updation program. Here 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and followed by you have at the 3, k equal to 3, n equal to 5, item equal to 10. So this item 10 is going to be stored at the third position. So here when you run this program, on updation of the array, you get this kind of output. So if you observe the output in the terminal window, so here what you do is, earlier 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 are the original array elements, and after updating the third position or in the second index, because the index is going to start with 0, so the element at the second index will be updated with the value of 10 when compared to 5 here. So this is a simple program where you just try to understand how an array element is going to be updated. So here after the execution of the program we will move on to explanation of further one more complex operation on arrays, the merge operation. So here you have one ordered, say an array with 3, 6, 7, 10 elements are have been sorted in the ascending order. 4, 5, 8 again they are going to be sorted in ascending order. So if I want to merge the first array with the second array, then I will do like this. I will compare 3 with 4, consider the least element, and then I will take the fourth and then 5 and then 6 and then likewise. So the merge operation will be explained in later part of the syllabus. So this is one more complex operation that you are going to perform on arrays. So these are the operations that you can perform on array.